kind of like the bellwether opening for me in this community, and never looked back. So thank you for that, and thank you for inspiring all of us and doing all that you do, backing us up, and for having the seemingly perfect house, perfect marriage, and needing the rest of us musicians to come through and do house concert to shake things up for you. So thank you for all that you do and all that you are. We love you.
My lady of the Blue Ridge, hair flecked with winter snow, I have watched your subtle changes as the seasons come and go. I, the ancient granite, the stony man outcrop, you, the sweet, sweet pinnacles, holy as Mary's rock. You are my peace each evening, my constant resting place, my lady of the Blue Ridge, pure, pure Appalachian grace. You glide in mists of memory, dance the high peaks of my mind, drift the dark, deep shadows of evening's twilight time. Your eyes, the hazel mountain, a tinge of violet hue, shimmer and bedazzle as meadows touched by morning dew. You are my peace each evening, my constant resting place, my lady of the Blue Ridge, pure, pure Appalachian grace. And what is love if not like mountains with grand heights and valley lows? It is the path that we have chosen, and we will follow where it goes. You are my peace each evening, my constant resting place, my lady of the Blue Ridge, pure, pure Appalachian grace.
So on behalf of Unity Worldwide Ministries and the Unity Worldwide Ministries music ministry team, of which Susie Hulcher is also a member. That's what I get from reading last year's bios. We are thrilled to present this year's Grace Note Award to Carol Tomhave. We love you.
Thank you all so very much for this honor. When Sue called me a few months ago to say that the music team had decided to award me the Grace Note this year, I was frankly flabbergasted. I think there was probably about 10 seconds of silence on the phone because my first thought was, I'm not worthy of that. And I've taken Karen Drucker's Inner Critic workshop. But I accepted, and the more I thought about it, I decided I was proud to accept because the work that I have done is behind the scenes to some extent, organizational, in support of the amazing artists that are writing music that are changing lives all over the country, all over the world. And I was proud to be there to be kind of the wind under their wings. My husband Roger, whose entire career was in arts administration, other than also being a professor, but many years he was in arts administration, and he used to say, being in arts administration is kind of like technical theater. You know, the people that do the light and the sound and change the sets. If you do a good job, the magic bubble doesn't burst. And no one really necessarily even knows you're there. So the fact that you're giving me this award, I don't know what that means because you did notice. But I know many of you do the same thing in your home churches. You know, you wear the left brain, right brain. You have to work with your entire brain. And so on behalf of all of us that do that, I am very proud to accept this. Thank you. So now Sue tells me that this is my few moments. And since this is the 20th anniversary, and Roger and I have been coming, well, we came to the second ever, I believe, Sound Connections conference was the first thing we came to. So I would, with your indulgence, I'm going to take a little trip down memory lane. And I will try not to talk too much, and we'll get right to the music. But the first time that I came to one of these conferences, I was a baby Unity director. I had come to Unity of Fairfax when I followed my heart and my spiritual inclinations and left 20 years of serving in Protestant churches. I'm classically trained, and so the first year or two at Unity of Fairfax, I had been, we had a choir. We started the band. We were singing contemporary Christian praise music and just changing lyrics because I didn't know what else to do. I was scared to death of doing this thing called playing under meditation because, again, classically trained. If the piano part is written out for me, I'm fine. So I would just bring hymns and kind of try not to make the melody look too obvious when I played under meditation. Well, we found out about this conference and we came, and my mind was pretty much blown because at that point in time, there were 2 tracks, really, of workshops, as Richard McDeesey said, for the 2 kinds of musicians. There are the classically trained musicians who have one set of tools and strengths, and then there are the gigsters who can play in any key and can improvise and have a completely other, hat full of tricks. And so at that conference, I took a workshop on how to play under meditation. I took a workshop on what is a New Thought song, and I found all this fabulous music. I was so blown away that when the conference ended, I saw Sue in the parking lot, and I just went up and kind of gushed at her, and I said, this was so wonderful, this was exactly what I needed. If there's anything I could do to help next year, thinking, you know, I could work a shift in the bookstore, you know. She said, you want to be on the team? So be careful for you new folks, be careful what you ask for. So at that point, I did come on the team, and for the next several years, in addition to doing the workbooks, or the songbooks, and I don't remember being the one that came with a spreadsheet, but okay. In addition to that, for the first several years, Melinda Wood Allen and I were the choir girls, and we would take turns directing the chorus, but we also did rehearsal technique workshops. We did choral reading sessions to bring published choir music that was appropriate for Unity churches, things like that. And that was a lot of fun. And I would have to say that now, 9 years into my retirement, the thing I miss the most is directing a choir from my church job. So what I would like to do is make you all my choir right now. I think there's a slide, maybe.
Hey, Carol, before we do that,
Yes?
may I give you this? Oops. That's okay. May I give you this crown?
So there should be a slide that says Hambanati on it. Yes. So this is a South African traditional song that I think we can learn very quickly, and you can be my choir, if you would. So the Zulu is very easy to pronounce. You don't pronounce the H's. So the first words are Hambanati. I'm going to just repeat that. Kululu. Wetu. So you just don't pronounce the H's. And the rhythm of this goes, Hambanati kululu wetu. Try it. Hambanati kululu wetu. Hambanati kululu wetu. Hambanati kululu wetu. You do it 4 times. Hambanati kululu wetu. Then you go, kululu, kululu, kululu wetu. Kululu, kululu, kululu wetu. Kululu, 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 wait. Also 4 times. Kululu, 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 wait 2. Kululu, 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 wait 2. Got it? All right. Could I have a G? Oh,
No. It's on.
can we have the keyboard up? It's the power's on, yeah.
The power's on. Maybe I just need volume here. Yep. There we go.
Is that a G? Okay. So, where are my sopranos? Who considers himself a soprano? Okay, how about alto? Let's see how we're distributed. Always, yep. Tenor? Oh, that's unusual. And bass. Great, all right, I think we'll do all right. Is that what you said? Yeah. Okay, so sopranos, here's your part. Hambanati kululu wetu. Hambanati kululu wetu. Hambanati kululu wetu. Hambanati kululu wetu. The second half is I'll play you the chordal once. I don't want to have to go back and forth here, but just so you can hear the Good. Altos, here's yours. Hambanati kululu wetu. Hambanati kululu wetu. Hambanati kululu wetu. Hambanati kululu wetu. Let's put those two together. 2, ready, and Hambanati. Okay, tenors, you start here. And it's hamba nati kululu tu. Hamba nati kululu tu. Hamba nati kululu tu. Hamba nati kululu tu. But up in the higher octave. Where's it? Yeah, that one. Yeah. So let's add that to the ladies. 1, 2, ready. Hamba. Bass, I bet you can guess yours. Hamba nati kululu tu. Hamba nati kululu tu. Hamba nati kululu tu. Hamba nati. Let's try all 4. 1, 2, ready. Hamba. And then the second half, you can probably hear your part at this point, just goes, kululu, kululu, kululu. Anybody want to hear that half for your part? I think you got it. All right, so this is a call and response, and we'll do the Zulu first, and then we'll do the English. Come on, same thing, just the English, and then we'll go back and do the Zulu one more time. All right, yes? All right. Stand. And response when it's done in South Africa. So Roger's going to be our call, and you have to jump the beat. You have to come in 1, 2, 3, 4, hum, right? Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, and hum. You're going to start first. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hamba nati, hamba nati, hamba nati, hamba nati, kululu wetu, kululu wetu, kululu wetu, kululu wetu. Hamba nati, hamba nati, hamba nati, hamba nati, kululu wetu, kululu wetu, kululu wetu, kululu wetu.
Bravo. Thank you. Thank you for letting me be a choir director again. So that was the first 4 or 5 years, right in my comfort zone, right in my bailiwick. And then one year Sue called and she said, we need a new MD for the Posse Band. And I said, would you do that? And I said, I had a house band at home at Unity of Fairfax, but we were all kind of amateurs struggling along together. I said, well, what's involved in that? Well, setting a schedule, contacting all the nominees. Okay, yeah, that's no problem. Seeing if they want to use the band, yeah, that's fine. Setting up background vocals for those who need them, yeah, okay, no problem. And then directing the rehearsals and directing all of the sound checks with the band. Well, these are professional band people. So that made me nervous, and that grew me a lot in the few years. Luckily, a very few years that I actually directed the band. Luckily, after just a few years, Lucy Kilpatrick came, yay, because I don't really know how to be a rock and roll keyboard player. I kind of fake it a little bit. So it was wonderful when Lucy came, and then it was also wonderful when Glenn was willing to take over. I said, I'll still do the spreadsheets. I'll still work with the background singers, but will you please take the rehearsal? Because it was another one of these things of the two different kinds of musicians. I still remember this one rehearsal, and Freebo, many of you who've been around for a long time know Freebo, was the bass player that year, and he played for Bonnie Raitt, for crying out loud. We were having this rehearsal, so we were talking through this one song, and I said, and the artist wants a fermata right here. We were kind of marking our charts. So we started through rehearsing the piece, and we got to that point, and everybody stopped except Freebo. He kept playing. And I said, well, that's where the fermata is right there. He said, I don't know what that is. And I said, well, that's when you hold a note for as long as the artist wants. Oh, a hold, he said. Oh, okay. Well, about 3 songs later in the same rehearsal, I said something about we needed to put a staccato here. And Freebo said, I don't know what that is. I said, that's just when you make the note short, you kind of hit it. He said, oh, a stop. I said, okay. And he said, a stop or a double stop? And I said, I don't know what that is. So anyhow, that was why I was very glad when Glenn was willing to take over, actually, the direction of the band. But there was a moment the first year, and I'm very dry, so let's hope I can get through this. There was a moment in directing the band that I loved, and that was when a brand new, first time that year, artist by the name of Denise Rosier came to sing her song, I Know God. And I was hoping she was going to be here this year, and I could just repeat that glorious moment and play it for her, but she wasn't able to come, so I will try to. I know if you know the song, you love it, and if you don't, you need to know it. So. I got to get these out so I don't have to turn a page.
Superpowers, no famous name, but I stand tall, 'cause I believe something greater has come alive inside of me. I have felt the Spirit stirring in my soul. Deep in my soul. I will give love. I will speak peace. All because of the love that's got a hold of me, so wide open, so amazing, it takes my breath so many feel lost. I know God. I am one, but I'm not alone. When I'm with you, I am whole. Side by side, we find the truth. When the spirit in me meets the same in you, I have felt this fire burning in my soul. Deep in my soul. I will give love. I will speak peace. All because of the love that's got a hold of me. So wide open, so amazing, it takes my breath away when it occurs to me. In a world where so many feel lost, I know God. I will give love. I will speak peace. All because of the love that's got a hold on me. So wide open, so amazing, it takes my breath away when it occurs to me. In a world where so many feel lost, in a world where so many feel lost, in a world where so many feel lost, I know God. I know God.
Thank you. So as you heard mentioned several times, the kind of the third chunk of involvement that has been such a blessing over several years since my husband and I moved out to the Shenandoah Valley of Virginia is hosting songwriting retreats at our house. And my job, well, so basically what those are, it's like speed dating for songwriters. Sue fills our house with pro members of Empower, and I mean fills our house. I mean, there have been people on blow-up mattresses on the floor at night for 4 days. And she takes these songwriters and puts them over the 4 days in every possible permutation, and they write for 2 hours. And so it's like speed dating, but for songwriters. And then each evening, so they usually get a verse and a chorus, maybe part of a bridge. The songs aren't typically finished in 2 hours, but you'd be amazed how far they get. And then each evening we all gather in the living room and everybody sings for everybody else what they did that day. My job during the retreats, as Jan Garrett said one year, I loved this, she said, "You're Wendy for all of the Lost Boys." because I cook the meals and I make sure there are always snacks out and that kind of thing, and keep everybody fed. I love to cook, so it's a joy for me. But the other thing that's a joy for me is there's no door between our kitchen and our living room, and there's always one writing session going on in the living room, so I'm a fly on the wall, just listening as I'm preparing stuff, listening to the magic unfold and the process that these artists go through to come up with these fabulous songs. So what we'd like to do for the last part of this is just sing a couple of the songs, or a few of the songs actually, that have been written in our living room. Many of them have made their way into songbooks, as Sue said, but some of them not necessarily things that you would hear in your churches, though they could be used for special services, many of them. I'll slide over one. But they're all very deep and profound. Sorry. I just switched mics on you. Deep and profound about, important moments in life. And we're going to start off with one that Roger wrote with Sloan Wainwright several years ago, and it's called Love's Last Touch. And it is about those times that come to many of us in life when there is a loss of a loved one, and you're trying to figure out how to move on and how to create a new chapter.
I woke up with your name on my lips and love's last touch on my fingertips. Yes, I know you have somewhere to go, and I'm right here in this light of day. Clouds hang low, but enough blue shows through. Can I let you know how I live without you? I don't mind the light, and I don't have to hide. When the sun comes up, let it shine. I've tried too hard, I've been here before. This is a chance for closing windows and opening doors. I can walk on through, I don't need a plan. I'm strong enough, I can start again. Let the clouds roll on and the day break through. Let love's first touch be you. No, I don't mind the light, and I don't have to hide. When the sun comes up, let it shine. No, I don't mind the light, and I don't have to hide. When the sun comes up, let it shine. Oh, when the sun comes up, when sun comes up, oh, when the sun comes up, let it shine. With your name on my lips and love's last touch on my fingertips.
Love that song. Ben, I'm going to go back to the piano and I'm going to stay put this time. So this also is a song that was written at our home, sort of. Well, yes, it was. But I got tickled when Gary Lynn was talking about his collaboration workshop, because this is a song that we were at one of the conferences one year, and Roger...
In Tampa.
When one of the years it was in Tampa, and Roger had an appointment to meet up with Janice Stanfield to keep working on a song they had started writing together. And she had double booked herself, and she didn't come. And, I mean, he knew that, but he was like, well, I'm sitting here in this room, and I've got an hour, and so he wrote a song all by himself that he thought was completed. Wrote the lyrics, wrote the music, wrote the, chord progressions, whatever those songwriter folks do. I've done a little of it, but not a lot. And came home, thought he had a finished song. The more he thought about it, he didn't like it. And we had one of our retreats just a couple months later, and Roger was paired up with Gary Lynn and J.D. Martin, and he said, I've got these lyrics and I wrote this song, but I'm not real pleased with it. Can you help? And with collaboration, they, I guess, pulled out some of the lyrics from one of the verses and said that should be the chorus, and then they came up with new melody and
All kinds of magic.
all kinds of stuff. And it became this. This is called Written in My Heart.
In the healing light of morning, when the present meets the past, let me stay a little longer, holding memories at last. Wish I could state it clearly, but I don't know where to start to find the perfect words to say what's written in my heart. It's in these quiet moments I miss you the most. When we're not together, I'm not as strong as I had hoped. There are more than miles between us when we are apart. If only I could bridge the distance with what's written in my heart. When you're not here, I miss your touch. I linger in these memories with you, soft and hushed, for all you've been and everything you are. There may be no words to say what's written in my heart. your touch. I linger in these memories with you, soft and hushed, for all you've been and everything you are. There may be no words to say what's written in my heart. There may be no words to say what's written in my heart. Thanks, Gary Lynn. Thanks, JD.
Thank you. And at this time, I'd like to ask folks that helped out this afternoon that are on the team now and used to be on the team, some of you that rehearsed this afternoon, and we'd like to close with one last song, also written in our living room, and this one is in a songbook, and this is called Right Where I Belong. I love this song. We did this at Unity of Fairfax with our band a lot, and I think it's the perfect song for tonight, because to kick off this retreat, because we are with our tribe, we are right where we belong. And I'd also just like to send lots of appreciation and love to all of these people. Every single one of them does every bit as much as I've ever done. And so would you please give them all a round of applause too? These are the people that are of use to you and inspire all of us as we do the important work we do. And please always remember, the work you do is important. Music is the bridge from head to heart, from person to person, from left to right, from fear to love. Are we ready? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Look at this glorious evening. Why ask for anything more?
I follow where my heart leads. I walk through an open door.
I've always been a seeker, thought I was all alone.
Now in this room full of smiling faces, I know I found my home. This is where love is. This is where love is. This is a place where I am strong. This is where eyes meet, where kindred hearts beat. I am right where I belong.
Here in this place I'm accepted. I'm welcome just as I am.
I'm ready to be inspired, to reach out a helping hand. This is a new beginning. I trust in the mystery.
Now that my heart is open, there's no place I'd rather be.
This is where joy is. This is where love is. This is the place where I am strong. This is where eyes meet, where kindred
Thank you. And another round of applause for our 2025 Grace Note recipient, Carol Tomhave. So thank you, everyone, and we'll see you bright and, well, you can mingle, of course, and hang out in the bookstore, you know, get to know each other, put together some impromptu bands, or rest so that you're here for morning music in the morning. Ta-ta.